Good morning. Right, so I've got so much to do today. It's unbelievable. I've just had to narrow myself down to one job. So what I'm going to do today is planting out. So there are a number of plants that I've got that have been sitting around in pots for absolutely ages. Some are older than others, but they all need to go out into the ground because they're starting to die. I've already lost, I don't know, maybe 15 plants I've already lost because they've been in their pots too long and they just weren't coping and they gave up the ghost. So I need to get these out. The trouble is, some of them I don't actually know where I want to put them. I can't make up my mind, and other things I know that I'm planting into a field and I'm thinking, oh, they might be a bit too small to go out yet. So I need to start getting on with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you with some footage that I recorded last week for last week's video, but then the video was getting too long and I didn't put it in. So it's just some footage of the field where I've planted a lot of the perennial food things, you know, like the fruit trees and stuff like that. And then a little bit of this garden field over here as well. Just to give you a little kind of flavour of the things that I've been planting. You'll have to excuse me with the footage because I've been so inconsistent with my videos. I seem to have forgotten how to film. So it's a bit all over the place. And Isabel, if you're watching, I know that you particularly don't like it, but it's like, so I apologise. It is a bit chop and changey. Anyway, I'll catch you at the end of the video and let you know how far I've gotten along. I don't know if I don't think I'm going to be able to get it all done today, so it might be a case of doing it today and tomorrow, but tomorrow it's going to be like 28 or 29 degrees, which I know for some people is not so hot. In other parts of the world it's incredibly hot, and 28 degrees is nothing, but for me, oh. So anyway, I'll catch you later. Now you might look at this field and think, Samina, that looks exactly the same as it looked when you bought the place. But let me tell you, it is very different. So if we walk this way, this is where the asparagus bed is going to be. I'm hoping that it's ready under there. So in the next week or so, I'm going to be moving the wood chip, lifting the membrane, checking to see if I can start planting, because I'd love to get those asparagus into the ground. They've been in pots way too long. I sowed those asparagus before we even found this house because I had the intention in my mind that I'm going to have a house by the time that's going to be ready to go in the ground. So the rhubarb is a bit of a mixed bag. One second, the cat is crying. Poppy, what's the matter, girl? Anyway, yes, so this rhubarb, I mean, thankfully it does have some leaves on it, but it's not doing very well. This one here, it's got a few more leaves on it, so it's okay. But there's a lot of nettle there trying to encroach, but I can't cut it down because there are caterpillars in there at the minute. Look at this girl. Poppy, what are you doing, darling? You sit here while I show everyone around, okay? And then this one, Rhubarb Goliath, this one is the one that's doing the best. You can see the size of it. And then there are a couple more that I've still got in pots near the greenhouse, but I'm going to show you this one over here. It's non-existent. So this was doing really, really well. And then I came out here one day and the leaves were almost all gone. There was one leaf that had kind of died away and some smaller leaves that were covered in slugs. So every time I come out here, there are these tiny, tiny, tiny little slugs on it that I have to pick off and put somewhere else. I don't know if these leaves are going to come back. This was the one that's supposed to be the autumn fruiting variety. But it looks like we've come to autumn and it's given up the ghost. Or, well, we haven't come to autumn, we're only midsummer. But do you know what I mean? I think it should be kicking into gear now. Right, so fruit trees. So if I stand here, the trouble is, because it's green on green, it's difficult to see in the camera. But we've got Morello cherry over there. Another cherry here, I don't know what it is without looking at the sign. Another one over there. Am I putting in the right? I think I am, just over there. And then further along, just over there. And then if you look over here, there are more. So apple and pears over there. And then I bought some plum trees. So there's one here, one there, and one much further on down there. So this cat. What's the matter, Poppy? What's the matter, darling girl? I've planted, this one is being encroached on quite a lot. I've started planting the comfrey. I think I showed that in a video, but this one, even though it's being encroached upon, is doing quite well because it's covered in, it's got flowers and covered in bees now, so that's quite lovely. Look how galloping along. So yeah, this is the hedge, and with the exception of a few casualties, it's been pretty good. But I'm a bit concerned about some things now because they look like they're getting mildew, like a whitish kind of mildewy thing. Hang on, let me show you on this. Can you see that? It's happening on the hawthorns, on this and a few other things. See, it's really not doing very well at all. But I'm really quite cross because I ordered, let me go the other way so you can see what I'm looking at rather than my shadow. There, look at that, see? Terrible. Anyway, I ordered red, look at her attacking the plant. Poppy, what do you think you're doing? Look at that. Poppy, you nutter, stop that girl. Why are you attacking my plant? God, she's a psycho. Anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, so I ordered red dogwood, 6 red dogwood. I planted 3 here and I planted 3 further along down there. But this is not red dogwood, it's dog rose. So I thought to myself, did I make a mistake? But no, thankfully I left the label on there. You can see the label down there. And that does indeed say red stem dogwood. So they sent me the wrong thing. You see the hawthorn going white? So yeah, I don't know what's happening there. But anyway, all in all, the hedge is doing quite well. There are a few replacements I'm going to have to do. But I would say it's probably like, you see this one? Nothing's happening there. That's just a stick. But I would say there's probably 5, 6, 7 maximum. So it's pretty good. Right, let's go this way. It's weird. So, you know, I planted, what was it? 9 fruit trees in the winter. And then when we had to buy a new car because our old car gave up the ghost, and the new car's bigger than the old car. So there was space to fit trees in the back. So I went to the garden centre and I bought 3 plum trees. And I don't know what it was about planting these trees. All of a sudden, I felt like, wow, there's so many trees here. It's actually shaping up just by adding 3 trees. So these are the honeyberries. They seem to be doing okay now. They're sulking for a really long time and now they're starting to put some growth on, so that's good. So there's 3 of them, but they're kind of hidden away in the growth. I won't bother showing you the other ones. They are there, just trust me. This is the Saskatoon, which is not doing very well. I don't know something's eating it, but I'm sure it will be fine. And then if we go around here, see, honeyberry. Honeyberry. Yeah, that's the new plum tree I bought. It doesn't have its mulch on it yet. I really need to sort that out. But yeah, I'm happy with this one. It's looking healthy and it's okay. But that one over there, can you see it? It just looks a bit naff. But to be honest, it didn't look great in the shop. But it was the only purple plum that they had. The other one is a green gauge and one is, I think, the same as a gauge. It's like a clear plum. I can't remember what they called it. So this is my strawberry tree. And this was they were beautiful and green and lush when I planted them, and within a couple of weeks they started turning black. Can you see the blackness on the leaf there? And the whole tree went black and horrible, and I thought, right, it's going to die. Both of them that I planted did that. But then it started putting on new growth, and the new growth is okay. So I'm happy about that. Look at this knapweed. Can you see the buzzy buzzers? It's covered in bees. The trouble with the GoPro is the sun shines on the screen and I can't actually see if I'm capturing what I mean to capture. So this one is, what's it called? I think it's cornelian pear or cornelian cherry, is it? I think it's cornelian cherry, and it's got a sort of pear-shaped. I don't know what's happening to these leaves though. There's another one. Ah, yes, the other one's got its label on it. So it's a cornelian cherry. See, this one's not doing very well at all. If we look at this one, I really need to weed this actually. The grass is encroaching rather than growing out of it, but this, you know what, I know what this is called, but my memory is just, I don't know what's gone. I was walking around with my husband yesterday and he asked me what it was. He was like, oh, is that creeping buttercup? And I said, no, and then the name just completely went out of my mind, and still all night I was thinking about it. This morning I was thinking about it and it's still not coming. Isabel, if you're watching, I know you know what that is. Could you remind me, please? Because the brain's not engaging. So if we come over here, the gooseberries are here. And again, these ones, it looks awfully messy, but it's just because everything's flopping over. But things are starting to actually grow, but they're so, grow out of the bald patch that I try to keep around it. But it's fine because I just pull them out, and the stuff that's flopping over, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with that happening. So I'm going to have to give these a prune at some point. But I hate pruning. I really, really hate it. The mulberry tree has finally started to look healthy. She was looking sickly and awful for quite a long time. But yeah, no, I'm happy because the leaves look healthy now. The growth is much better. It was very sort of sparse and not really. It had a lot more. Look, can you see that? So it's completely bald and nothing growing out of that. There was a lot more of this happening, but now I'm happy. I'm happy. It's put on new growth as well. See, these are new shoots. So delighted about that. Let me show you what's it called? Darling, we're not going back to the house. No, I'm busy. What are they called? Well, anyway, I can't remember, but it's Szechuan pepper, but this is it's a Japanese one which is called I can't remember, but anyway, it's got these little thorns all the way along. I don't know if you can see them, but yeah, they're quite lethal. But this is doing well. I'm glad because you can see where it was in its pot, these leaves are quite yellow, and the new growth that's coming out is much greener. So I'm happy about that. I've got the other three are still quite small, but I think I will plant them out, seeing how well that one has done. And then this one over here. So this was, is it Worcesterberry? I think it was called Worcesterberry. And I got this when I went on a course at a workshop at Nanty Beth Gardens. And as soon as I planted it, the leaves fell off. And I don't know because the leaves, I don't think they fell off because they're not on the ground. I think they were eaten because when I look at, it's not great at doing close-up shots, but that's eaten, that hasn't fallen off, you see, the remnant of the leaf there. So yeah, something got that. But I'm hoping that it's resilient enough to come back because when I was saying to Sue at Nanty Beth, because she said, oh, I've got one in the if anyone wants one, you want to buy it, I've got one. And I said, oh yeah, I'd like that. And her husband said, oh, you'll regret it, because apparently it's very vigorous, tries to take over. These are summer fruiting raspberries that I got from my neighbour. She was digging them up. And the growth on these has been really, really good. And all I've done, hang on, let me get out of the way of the shadow. All I've done is I gave it a mulch of grass clippings, and it's been fine. It's kept the grass and weeds down. It's done a beautiful job, really, and they seem to be very happy. This is the other strawberry tree. This one's recovered as well. Oh, look at that butterfly. Can you see it? Oh, it's so small and tiny. Oh, it flew away. I scared it. Oh, it's the trouble. You can't zoom in with the GoPro. All right. Oh, here we've got more knapweed. There's a lot of knapweed in this field, which is lovely because it gives the bees a source of nectar and pollen. So here's the roses that I planted. Some of them, that one for example, didn't do very well because the leaves, something happened to all the leaves and it looked like they all dropped off. Am I pointing at the right one? Anyway, and this one, look at that, it's got all that, what is that brown leaf spotting? What's that all about? The lavender's not doing very well. I've got a lavender in each bed, but look at that. It's horrible, isn't it? I mean, there is this new growth coming, so maybe it will be all right next year, but for this year, for now, does not look like it's happy. The lemon balm, similarly, it's not really doing much, but the growth has finally gone green rather than this horrible yellow. So maybe that's adapting to the soil conditions as well. Let's have a look. I don't know what this, can you see this spotting on the petals? Like something's got to it. Oh dear. Well, I guess it was ready to drop. I'm just going to have a sniff. Oh my god, that's lovely. I look at the colour of these petals. Is that not the most beautiful thing? Right, I'll leave it there. Okay, so let's go over here. So I planted 3 of these copper hazel just because I thought the colour was beautiful. And also, I don't remember getting any hazelnuts last year. There's another one over there and another one over there, which you can't see, but trust me, it's behind all. Look at this, look at these colours. Look at this combination of the yellow of that thing that I can't remember and the purple of the knapweed. Is it not stunning? It's just so beautiful. Poppy's still yelping. Right, let's go over here. So over here I've got, oh actually, where's my lime tree? Ah yes, there it is. So this is the lime tree that I transplanted because when I planted it, afterwards I've thought to myself, actually I want to dig a pond relatively close, so I don't want these big roots interfering with the pond, or I don't want the roots to get damaged when the pond is dug. But yeah, this seems to be doing okay despite the fact that it was dug up again. And we've got 2 walnut trees. One is over here. And they both seem to be doing well. I think the other one's got probably a bit taller, but it's because it's got less leaf along the stem. But anyway, this, oh my God, it smells, oh, it smells, I love the smell of these leaves. They're just amazing. They're so beautiful. But yeah, so that's the one walnut tree. You know, walnut trees get massive and they have a huge canopy. So I planted the walnut trees towards the back of this field because the sun comes from there, goes across like that. So I didn't want it casting loads and loads of shade. So it's fine if it casts shade that way. And then the other one, I will, where's the shortest path? The shortest path would be cut across there, wouldn't it? I need to cut more paths. Right, so if we go this way, I had to change the course of the path here and make it much, much narrower than it was because the knapweed, can you see how much knapweed there is here? All of these, they were all growing, so I had to kind of meander like a very narrow path because I didn't want to cut them because I knew that at this time of year we're going to get lots and lots of move darling, look at her, she's a pain in the neck. Come on puppy, come on darling, mind out the she wants to be stroked. All right, okay. Yeah, I knew that I knew that there were going to be quite a lot of flowers at this time of year if I left them, so I did. And here's one of the apples. I don't know if it's my imagination, but I think that the apples and the pears that are planted over here are not doing so well. So when I was planting the fruit trees, you might remember, I needed to keep sort of digging holes to find places that weren't filling up with water because I didn't want the roots to rot. So apples and pears came over here and it was much drier, very dry in fact, even in the winter. So, and I've not been watering them very much. I have given them some water, but not very much. So yeah, they've not really grown as much as the cherry trees, which are planted in a much damper area. So you can't see it, but my other lime tree is in there, so I had to work my way through, and you can see the bracken where it's brighter green than the stuff at the back. That's because I cut a path through there and then cut a surrounding patch around the lime tree. And this is the other walnut tree. See, this one seems to be putting on a little bit more height because it doesn't have the leaf on the stem so much. I had a friend came over last month, I think it was, and she told me, like with the fruit trees, oh, you have to, because there were leaves all up the stems, she said you have to take those off so that the plant can focus on the canopy. So I am taking you back this way. This field doesn't follow a logical path. You can't walk on a path and stay on it and then see everything. But I kind of like that. It means that you can walk around forever and you're always seeing different things. So this is the, what was it? Aronia berry. And these were not doing very well for a long time. They weren't doing anything. And all of a sudden, they've really started to put on some growth. And I'm happy because they've started bushing out from the bottom as well. You can't see because of my shadow. There, can you see how all of these stems have started coming out from the bottom, which I'm happy about because they looked like pathetic little things. Like this one, it shows you a little bit more how it looked like. So if you imagine those stems weren't there, it was just these long bare stems and leaf at the top. So I'm happy that it's bushing out from the bottom. So yeah, there are 3 of these and they're doing all right. Darling, could you move? Come on. Yeah, I know. Come on. We're going this way. I wanted to show you the tumbleberry, but before that, this white mulberry. I planted this because I watched a video on YouTube and discovered that apparently the leaves of the white mulberry can be used in salads and they're very nice. I've tried it and it's very tanniny, you know, very astringent, kind of dries your mouth out. Not very pleasant, but I'm thinking it's probably the spring leaves, you know, like with the lime, you can eat the lime as well. Look at those. Oh, I missed it. You can eat lime leaves as well, and that's why I've planted the limes here in the food field. But you can't do it any time of year. It needs to be when they're new, just like with hawthorn leaves. You know, the hawthorn leaves are like sweets when they're new, but not so good at this time of year. Right. I wanted to show you these tumbleberries. Let me see if I can get in there. I mean, that one's gorgeous, but that one, which I can't reach, hang on, I don't want to step on, you see the grass mulch I've used? I don't want to step on it because I discovered when I moved a pile of grass a couple of weeks ago, a bee came out. Hang on, let me just show you this. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Look at it. Look at the size of it. I can't wait till that's ripe. It can't. Oh, I'm not showing it to you properly. There we go. I cannot wait. I cannot wait until that's ready. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I moved this pile of grass and I heard this buzz, 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 and then this bee kind of came tumbling out and she was holding on to something which looked like hexagonal circle spheres, all attached to get together, which I'm guessing she had a nest there. So, hang on, I'm getting distracted. There's a bird doing a funny flight pattern. So yeah, she obviously wasn't very happy and I had disturbed her nest. So now I never step on the grass, just in case. The rosemary is finally looking okay. It turned this horrible colour, can you see? All the way down there. And then it started putting on some more growth and the new growth is okay. Can you hear her over the wind and the trees? She's like, we're going home, we're going in, come on, let's go and snuggle, let's lie down on the sofa and snuggle, come on, come on. Yes, I was talking about you. So, again, if you look in this field, it probably still looks exactly the same as it did before, but there are things you have to look for if you know that they're there and you find them. So this is the bed that I planted up not so long ago, and this is supposed to be full of sort of stuff for pollinators. It has been, some of the things got eaten straight away. So I don't know even where the root system is of that, but there was something here which has gone. So I would say, yeah, about 4 or 5 plants got eaten straight away. And I put labels on everything so that I'd know what it all was, the new things that I bought. But the birds seem to love pulling the labels up and then not just pulling them up but scattering them around so that I don't know which is which anymore. But yeah, some of them have done really well, like this one has done really, really well. It's gotten really big really quickly. Well, not really big, but you know. This one, like that yellow GM over there, is beautiful. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It will come along. But I've changed my mind about what I want, because I think what I'm going to do is make a circular sort of shape there and then bring it down here, so it will be almost like a V, because the lavender spiral is going to be over here and I'd like that to mirror the shape rather than either that or the lavender spiral will start here. I mean, I don't know. I really wanted this area to be clear this year, not full of nettle and dock. But when it came to my idea of keeping it under control this year was to just keep it cut. But then when I went to cut this area, I noticed all of these green beetles on the dock. So I couldn't cut it. Hang on. I'm going to have to, there's nettle in my path, so I'm going to have to just show you this and go, oh, look at those seeds. I can come and harvest those later. So this was the pussy willow. I'm really happy with this. It's put on quite a lot of growth this year. So even though this area is quite dry because it's slopey, it's done well. And this is the eucalyptus, which has put on stacks of growth. So if you look at this one compared to the one that I've planted over there, that one is on a slope, so it's really small, whereas this one is on more flat earth, so it probably, the water stays there a bit longer than it does on the slope, so it's done really well. This is the Magnolia stellata. I'm happy because, again, this was not looking happy at all for the first few months after planting, but she looks like she's recovering. Hang on, let me show you this weeping willow first. So I'm happy that it's finally put leaf on, because it took absolutely ages to put any leaf on. But I was really hoping that the top would be covered in leaf, not just, you can just see branches. That's not how I want it to look, you know. Maybe in the years to come it will sort itself out. And let me show you this. I should have really gone from the other side, but you can see it from here. Some of them have died off, but this rose, honestly, the amount of neglect it had, being in a pot, not watered for 2 years, because I brought this from my allotment because it's beautifully fragrant. I didn't want to leave it there, and yeah, then I popped it in the ground here, and it looked like it wasn't doing anything. And I came out one day, and all of a sudden, there were a dozen flowers on it, and I thought, well, girl, you're amazing. I'm showing you this. So this is a cultivar of alder buckthorn, and it's got these really lovely narrow leaves on it. So I planted this. I came to check on it a week later, and all the leaves had dropped off. Every single one was gone. But luckily, it's putting on new leaf, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it had a bit of transplant shock. This Mahonia over here I was quite worried about because it was just black and horrible. Look, it was doing that, you see. Wasn't doing very well at all, but the new growth that it's putting on is okay. I'm just showing you this Acer here. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there's a little froggy. Don't know if you can see it. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, so I planted this Acer here the other day, and this is actually doing well. It hasn't struggled like everything else I planted, really kind of either turned a funny colour or something like that, but this seems to be okay. It's doing fine, so I'm happy about that. So this field, I would really like this to just be the garden, our garden field, but this part here, I'd like it to have a very kind of Japanesey garden feel. Okay, she comes. Can you see her? What's the matter, Poppy? So yeah, I've planted a few acers in here. Right, let's come around here. This one I planted. Poppy, darling girl, I can't come with you now. No, I can't. Right, this is, I just planted this day before yesterday actually, mock orange. This was another one of the things that was in the pot for far too long, but I finally planted it out. But yeah, hopefully that'll be happy there. It's got the most delicious smelling flowers. And then this is the alder buckthorn that I bought as a bare root hedging plant, and it came, I think they accidentally put two in one, but they were both kind of damaged. This one's not done so well, but it's still got growth, so I'm happy. I planted it here again in sort of the wet part because they're fine with wet areas. And then I planted some of the willow here too, so I've got one, and then over there two, over here three on the other side of these rushes. And then this is the lilac, which isn't doing spectacularly, but you know, she's all right. She did flower for the first time this year. Not very prolifically, but still, I'm happy that she did. Oh, she's such a pest. I love her though. And then, I don't know if you can see that. So, that plant there, I wanted to plant one of the willows here, but when I was digging in there, despite the fact that it's in a bit of a valley, it was really, really dry. So that's something that's been in its pot for, I bought that in the winter, so you can imagine we're in the beginning of August now, how long that's been sitting in a pot. So yeah, finally this week it got planted out. So this is the hedge of, what are these things called? Laurel? And yeah, the nettle has grown up all around it, but when I wanted to cut it down again, there were caterpillars in it. Let me see if I can see any now. No, I can't see any now, but there are these webby things, and when I see a webby thing, I think, okay, something is using that, so I don't cut it. Look at her, she's so beautiful. That's a yellow stem dogwood. I'm going to be taking cuttings from that and planting it elsewhere. And I would like to, all along here, put that green the laurel as well, just to give me some privacy in the winter, because you can really see from the road that's the pond areas, but when that's all bare, that tree line, you can see right into the back field, and I just want some privacy, you know. Anyway, this is the purple stemmed dogwood. I'll be taking cuttings of this, and it is a lovely purple stem. I'll be taking cuttings of this and putting in new plants, but I'm bringing you this way to show you something over here. That's doing very well. Barberry or berberis, I don't know how you say it, but this tree is what I wanted to show you. This is an Acer, and I think it was mislabeled in the shop because I've googled it, and the name that they've given it, it's coming up as something else. And anyway, it's beautiful. Look at that, absolutely poppy. But yeah, I love the mixture of the colour on the leaves. You see, look at that, absolutely gorgeous. So that's been doing okay as well since I planted it out. So I'm going to go back over there. I'll catch you over there. Okay, so yeah, I'm back at the line of laurels. So this was the, look at her pouncing around. This was the other alder buckthorn that I planted, and I'm really happy with this. It's grown quite a bit, so I'm absolutely delighted with it. Really, really happy. That's the thing I think of everything I planted that I'm most impressed with. Really, really, really good. So if we come over here, the New Zealand flax is finally looking like it's not going to die. This is for craft stuff, making cord and that sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully that survives. And if I bring you, that's another one of the acers there. And that is finally looking like it's going to do okay. And this is the hops that, again, this was neglected in a pot for 2 years in between leaving my allotment and getting this place. But it's doing well. It's grown all the way up there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, it's the end of the day, it's 8 o'clock. I can't do any more. A, because I'm too tired, and B, because I run this online meditation session on Monday evenings at 8:30, so I need to get ready for that. And I need to not be a sweaty mess that can't even speak by 8:30. So anyway, look. I feel like I'm confessing, but I'm not, because I know you'll all understand. So there are 51 plants left out there. I only managed to do 13. I tell you, some of them were easier because 4 of them I did in the nursery, the herb nursery bed, which is already for planting anyway. But the other ones were in the field, so the fig tree, the Szechuan pepper trees, the bladder nut tree, a couple of others that I can't remember right now. So I needed to decide where they go, then scythe the long grass, then cut it shorter with the mower, and then remove a patch of grass where the planting hole was going to be, then dig out the hole, plant the thing, put it all back, water. And let me tell you, lugging those cans in this heat, because it's been hot today, I didn't think it was going to be. My saving grace, actually, I have this, it's not here now, I put it by the door when I came in, this neck fan, which has been brilliant. Anyway, I've completely forgot that I am actually out tomorrow. I don't know if I've mentioned on this channel before that I've got myself a little part-time job, basically because I can't stop myself spending money on plants, so I needed to make some money to spend money on plants. So yeah, I'm working tomorrow, so and I actually find the job really hard. So most of the time when I do go to work, I spend the morning psyching myself up. It's funny because Emma over at Otterwood Cottage, she was talking about how she goes into wait mode when she's got to do something in the day. And I was like, oh my God, that's what it's called, because that's exactly what I do. So I'm hanging about in the morning. I leave the house at about 10:30. So I'm just hanging about until 10:30, just doing nothing, wasting time. And then I go off, I do the job, I come back, and I'm just so fed up of having to be around another person who's very challenging, that I just spend the rest of the evening recovering. I get home at about 4, half 4. So Tuesday is really out as a gardening day, unless I, you know, it has to be just inconsequential stuff like watering or looking around at stuff and making a mental list of more jobs to add to my to-do list as I walk around. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. I have to go and get ready. So I'll catch you again next time. I hope the footage of the two fields wasn't too sketchy and difficult to watch. But anyway, yeah, I'll catch you again next time.